Hey guys, welcome back to a new Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be talking about the new Seventh Seraph LMG called the Saw. Now it is, from my personal experience, one of my favorite LMGs in Destiny 2 thus far. So in saying that, I would also say this is definitely an LMG that you guys don't want to miss out on. The potential for the Saw is incredibly high in PvP and PvE. But let's start off the video talking about how you guys can actually obtain the Saw. So the way that you guys will actually be able to obtain the Saw is by ranking all 3 of the Seraph bunkers up to level 3 minimum. After IO comes out, that should be a doable thing. Right now, IO isn't out yet until I think it's next week. And then once you get level 3 in that bunker, level 3 in the Moon bunker and Earth bunker, the Saw should then become a repurchasable bounty. Once you unlock the Saw, you should actually also be able to farm it from strikes, crucible matches, gambit matches, legendary lost sectors, and Seraph Tower events. And alternatively, if you guys want to get the gun before this Tuesday, you can reach rank 92 in your season pass and hope it comes through in the daily weapon rotation at one of the Seraph bunkers. So let's bust it down and get into the nitty-gritty of the Saw. Starting off, the Saw comes with a high impact frame, which is a slow firing and high damage LMG. This weapon also becomes more accurate when stationary and ADS'd. I see a lot of people comparing the Saw already to a gun called the Fixed Odds, which came out in Season of Opulence. It's another 360 RPM LMG, and it as well is a pretty solid LMG if I do say so myself. However, I will say the Saw is better. It is just better, and that's because of its random rolls, but we'll get to that in just a little bit here. So moving down to this beastly LMG's weapon stats, it's going to have a base impact of 70. It's going to have a really good range of 66, and I say it's really good because unfortunately I tested this gun in Gambit. Yes, I subjected myself to Gambit for a solid 8 hours in the past 3 days. It's been as terrible, if not worse, than you could think. But I will say, when I was invading and I did use the Saw, and I wasn't being killed by the Xenophage, this thing actually has the potential to straight up map people. It's really good at range, it's really stable as well, which will lead us into our stability stat of 30. Now, I don't know if it's just me, but I was playing with the Saw on PC, and even though that stability looks to be really sad, it was still really accurate and it was still really stable for me. So I think that stat might be a little bit misleading. But after the stability, we have a handling of 35, and the worst part of the Saw, in my opinion, the reload of 38. This thing reloads painfully slow, so anything you can do to improve its reload speed, cough Masterwork or loader arms, is going to help you out exponentially with the Saw. And again, the Saw is a 360 RPM LMG, and it comes with a base mag size of 43. Moving over to the Saw's hidden stats, we have an aim assist of 30, which is low, but it is an LMG and it sprays bullets. It's a lead hose, so you don't really have to worry too much about the aim assist on it. And after that, we have a recoil of 41, and the bounce direction tends right on the Saw. So now we're going to talk about the fun part of the Saw. Starting off in our barrel column on the weapon rolls, you can get arrowhead break, fluted barrel, polygonal rifling, small bore, chambered compensator, corkscrew rifling, extended barrel, full bore, and hammer forged rifling. Moving over to your magazine column, you can get appended mag, armor piercing rounds, flared magwell, high caliber rounds, ricochet rounds, extended mag, alloy mag, and light mag. For the Saw's first trait tree, it's possible to roll clown cartridge, autoloading holster, field prep, zen moment, and grave robber. And for the second trait tree, you can get vorpal weapon, firing line. For the first time on an LMG, I do believe this perk could be insane, especially if you pair it with some snipers in a raid. Has amazing potential with firing line. After that, we have elemental capacitor. We have opening shot for some reason. We have mulligan, which is actually a decent perk for an LMG, and disruption break as well. Now, if you guys couldn't tell upon first glance, the Saw actually has some amazing roll potential for PvP and PvE, like I said earlier. So I'm going to talk to you guys about some god rolls that I will personally be hunting for. We're going to kick this off by looking at a PvE roll, and for that, in my barrel column, I definitely want something like Arrowhead Break to reduce this gun's recoil even further and increase its handling speed, which is pretty lackluster. Like I said, it's only 35. That will boost it up to about 45. For my magazine, for PvE, definitely going Flared Magwell all the way, and maybe Ricochet rounds to increase its range. If you're doing something like Garden of Salvation, you're going to be fighting the final boss, spoiler alert, you're going to be fighting the final boss from a little bit of distance, so having Ricochet rounds might boost that up just a tad more for you. In Trait Tree 1, I'm personally going all the way for Field Prep or Zen Moment. Full send on Field Prep though, that's the perk I mainly want. Zen Moment would be a good perk to have regardless, you know, just increases the stability. But I think Field Prep is the champion here. From my second trait tree, if you guys didn't tell by what I said earlier already, full send, I want Firing Line. I want Firing Line on this LMG. I want to pair it with a couple of snipers, and I want to see how much DPS you can crank this thing out to. I think Firing Line increases your DPS standing next to other Firing Line users by about 23% or something like that. And alternatively, I would also settle for something like Mulligan and even Disruption Break on this thing. Now, for the PvP role, I definitely want Fluted Barrel. Definitely going all the way on high cal for that crazy flinch that comes from LMGs. Snipes will never hit you, don't worry. Just tap their head and they flinch all over the place. Works like a dream. And for Trait Tree 1, I'm definitely going to take Zen Moment for PvP. And for Trait Tree 2, I'm definitely going to go for Vorpal Weapon. Again, full send on Vorpal Weapon. This thing should shut down supers like a dream. Now, talking about Masterworks, for my PvE version, I'm going Reload all the way. That'll help the sluggish reload of 38 base be improved a little bit more. And then for PvP, since you don't really have to worry about reloading too much, I'm going to try to get a handling masterwork on that as well. As for mods in PvE, I'm definitely throwing on a backup mag just to increase that mag size up quite substantially, actually. I think mine was 43, and then I threw a backup mag on and it was 57. And then for PvP, you could definitely run something like Freehand Grip, Icarus Grip, Sprint Grip, or Quick Access Sling for when you run out of ammo and you just need to swap to another weapon real quick. But besides that, I do think that the Saw is, again, definitely an LMG that you guys don't want to miss out on. I would farm this thing out as much as you can. I know I will be. This is actually an LMG that's worth getting in both areas of Destiny 2, PvE and PvP. Like I keep saying, it's good for both. I promise. Some of those roles have insane potential in both spaces. 360 RPM LMGs are definitely one of the more rare LMG archetypes in Destiny 2 right now. However, they are personally my favorite. I love them. They're very stable and they're very easy to control, as well as their high damage output to accompany that as well. But anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for today's video. I do hope you enjoyed, and if you did, be sure to drop a like down below. If you guys would like more of my content, be sure to also drop a sub down below. And if you want to be notified about my content, you can always hit the notification bell. If you guys do want to see me live, you can come over to Twitch, www.twitch.tv/Fpsplasma. I would love to see you guys over there. I stream fairly regularly, I would say, almost daily. We stream Destiny, we stream Mordau, Minecraft. We got a bunch of stuff that we stream, but I would love to see you guys over there. We could talk about Destiny 2. I play that frequently as well. Also, if you guys do have the Saw, or you have roles of the Saw that you think would be interesting, be sure to comment them down below. I've been pretty addicted to commenting back and forth with you guys about god roles and things like that. It's really fun for me. I'm a nerd, so it's fun. But anyways, guys, that is going to be it for today's video. I do hope you enjoy, and as always, I hope to see you in the next one.